Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Just a Moment with Just in Time. So I'm your host, Justin Williams, the co-team leader here at Keller Williams Realty in the Vestavia office, also known as Mr. Just in Time. And today we're here with Miss Leigh Ann Farrington, one of the top agents in our office, and affectionately known as the church lady. Okay, we'll get into what all that means as we continue to move forward. So before we get into the world of real estate, talk to us. Tell us a little bit about your story, where you're from, who you are, what is life like outside of real estate?
Yeah. So I was a little gypsy. I've moved around a lot. Gadsden is where extended family is, or was, but I grew up in Priceville, just outside of Huntsville.
Okay. Yeah, I see the sign headed to Huntsville all the time.
Yeah. So grew up in a little small town, married a United Methodist pastor.
Okay.
And so we have moved quite a few times from here to there, around Birmingham, from Trussville to Montevallo, Calera. Have 3 kids.
Okay.
Robert, Mac, and Charlie. So 20-year-old, 18-year-old, and 15-year-old.
Okay.
So I was terrified of having a girl, but evidently God thought I could do it. So it's going okay so far. Hadn't killed her yet.
You needed a little princess to offset those boys.
She's not. She is just tomboy all the way, to the point that I'm like, girl, when are you gonna not be quite so tomboy?
She'll grow out of it.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. So let's dive into the real estate world a little bit. So, how long have you been in the business? What drew you to the business? Tell us a little bit about your business.
Yeah, so I got into real estate. It's definitely not anything I dreamed about doing when I was a little girl or thought anything of. Didn't know anybody that was. But because we moved around a lot, I had the good, the bad, and the ugly of real estate agents over time. Mm-hmm. And the last one just really got my attention. Lauren Heyman. She was our agent on our last move, and I remember sitting at the closing table and going, hey, you think I could do this? And she had that little twinkle in her eye, and she's like, oh, I'll let you talk to Jamie Reynolds. I think you'd be great. And I was like, oh my gosh, she actually thinks I can do this. I had been a middle school teacher for 14 years. And I still just have that love for education and everything. So that's the direction I went, and really never looked back. I was just looking for flexibility. Mm-hmm. I was exhausted being a teacher. So it was just time for a change.
And ironically, there is a lot of crossover from the education world into the real estate world. We see a lot of teachers that get their license and they do extremely well. There is some level of similarity from teaching students to teaching people about what it looks like to do well in real estate, whether it's home ownership or investing and things of that nature. So I think that there is some level of parallel between successful real estate agents and being an educator.
Yeah, well, you are an educator as a real estate agent and an advisor, and so I think, and love of people has to come first. Being a middle school teacher, those babies, they will give you truth, honest truth, no filter. They are a tough crowd.
I'm sure.
And you really have to sell yourself to them. If you want that kid to work to their potential, they had to know that you loved and cared about them before they would do anything for you. So I think that's kind of how you have to run a real estate business as well. They have to know they have to know that you're looking out for their best interests.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your actual business. So how long have you been in the business? And, I know last year was a crazy year for you, and this year looks like it's even going to be a better year. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I started in 2018.
Okay.
Jumped in. I was a partner with somebody as a newbie. That was a great gift. He really taught me the ropes and how to interact with potential clients, what it looked like to go on a listing appointment, and he taught me the contract. That was just invaluable. So I stayed with him for about a year, but it was to the point where financially, from a business perspective, it just didn't make sense to stay because most of my business was coming from my friends. So I went and became a single agent and moved on. And I've had steady growth. I've never had this huge, mountain of a year that was so much better than the past. It's just been steady increase over time since 2018. So yeah, last year was best year ever, and I think this year is going to be an even better year.
Awesome. So when we say last year was a good year and this year is going to be a better year, like how many homes did you sell? How many units did you do? And what are you expecting to do this year, like units and volume wise?
Yeah, so I can definitely give you volume. I think it's around 8.7 that I did last year, and I think I will hit somewhere between 9 and 10 million by the end of this year. Yet to be determined.
We're sending you all positive vibes in order to make that happen.
That's right. So ending that well. Number of transactions. It's funny, I served on the ALC, and they always kind of threw tomatoes at me when I'd bring up number of transactions, but that number is important to me. I've always floated somewhere between 24 and 27 transactions, like clockwork. But my average price point has gone up and my commission has gone up. So that's been really great to see.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, the bottom line is what's most important. But one thing that you mentioned, like, you know your numbers. So not only does that tell me that you're a great agent from a mechanical standpoint, but you're in tune with your business as well. Like, you know what's happening in your business. You know where the business comes from. You know consistently, like, what my year looks like and where my seasonality is in the business and all of those things. Like, how do you think that you got to that point? Because I know most agents are just like, man, as long as I can make $100,000 a year, I'm good. But you seem to be really in tune with your business.
Right. Well, it probably doesn't come from the healthiest place, to be honest. A lot of it comes from a place of fear, because I am in this business to make money. I am in this business at first just to make a teacher's salary, and now even more. And so I know it takes the grind to do it, and if I don't know where my numbers are, then how am I going to get there? Because it is just a math game. I mean, so if we know the math, we can find some security in knowing our numbers. So I do study my numbers, if for no other reason, just to find that security in that, hey, this isn't luck happening here. This is, you put the work in, you get the income. So,
Right. Okay. So as we kind of dive into your business a little bit more, I know you told me that you're not necessarily like a lead buyer person. You like, man, I've tried that and it didn't necessarily shake out the way that I prefer. So typically, where does your business come from?
Yeah, so most of my business comes from my database, my sphere, and then those referrals. I will say that the past 3 or 4 years, I've really seen referrals go up, and I think a lot of that has to do with me just growing as an agent and becoming a more skilled agent over time, that people feel comfortable referring me. So referrals have gone up, database has gone up, and it's more about nurturing those relationships. And I love working with people that already trust me. I mean, granted, I'll take referrals. That's great. That's great. But you know, it's always a smoother ride, a smoother transaction when you already have trust built. So.
Yeah. So as we were setting up, I know you kind of told me like, yeah, I think, you know, systems are something that has really been beneficial to me. So a lot of times when we talk about system, we think about, well, man, what happens from the appraisal to the end of closing, or what happens from the time we go into contract to inspection. But those really weren't the systems that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Like, tell us a little bit more about that, because I know you're mentioning, man, I do a lot in my database, I do a lot from referrals, but all of that stuff happens like organically, but it also happens systemically as well.
Yes, and I think that's what has increased my business, is that the systems that I put in place for lead gen. So yeah, I'm not talking about what a transaction coordinator would take care of between contract to close date. Honestly, that can get a little mundane and boring for me, because a lot of it's just repeat stuff, unless you're negotiating repairs and all of that kind of thing, which I step in for. But when it comes to your lead gen, if your database is in fact your business, which that's what I believe, and this is about relationships, then why wouldn't I systemize my lead gen? So we'll call it a 36 touch, but it's way more than a 36 touch. So I have an email campaign, I have my quarterly calls, and then I have my hard mail, you know, and we talked earlier about the fact that I'll have some people come up to me and go, oh my gosh, you know, you don't have to send me like a postcard every month. But here's what that's doing. They never forget that Leigh Ann Farrington is a real estate agent. So I know it's working. I went to a fundraiser the other day and saw an acquaintance that I hadn't seen in, I don't know, 5 years or so. It's been a long time. And I don't know her very well, but she's like, oh my gosh, you are killing it in real estate. And I mean, I barely know her name, you know, but that felt so good to know that with my sphere, I don't have to bring up, as they say, which is good practice, sprinkle in real estate in your conversations. I don't have to sprinkle in real estate. They already know that I'm an agent.
I mean, but that lets you know that it works. Like for somebody to say, you don't have to send me a postcard every month, or they see you at an event and say that you're killing it. Like, I mean, I know you're an extremely friendly person and easy to talk to people, but you're not like this big bustling personality. Like you're just...
I'm an introvert, y'all.
But for you to be able to, I think a lot of people feel like, man, I got to be the man or the girl or the lady, or, you know, I got to be that personality person. But it sounds like through the actual systemic way that you've set up your business, that allows it to do a lot of the heavy lifting, and it allows you to just be organically you. Like you're not having to dress up and be somebody else that you're not.
I don't have to throw myself out there to the masses, which is just not me. The thing that I hate most, Justin, hate, is when I have to go to an event and mingle. I hate mingling. So having a good system of staying in touch with people helps me not have to mingle as much.
It does the heavy lifting for you.
It does. And when I go to a party or something, I'm that girl that's going to hang around the people that I already know. And I got maybe 5 minutes of handshaking that I can do, and then I'm done.
Well, good. So I want to revisit, you mentioned something a little bit earlier when you were telling us about your story of, you know, how you got in the business and your husband being a pastor and all those things. So I know you've had a phenomenal 2 years and years before that as well, but like your business is just consistently growing. Talk to us about like, what has that done for you all's lives? Like as a former teacher on a teacher salary and just wanting to make a teacher salary in the business. And we all know that ministry is extremely important. It's a heart project, but it's not a whole lot of money in ministry. I mean, like it's truly something that you're doing from your heart and from your purpose. What do you feel that real estate has really been able to kind of like catapult you all's lives? You know, just to be able to do all the things that you know that purposefully we want to do, but still be able to live the lives that we want to live.
Yeah. So, well, for example, coming out of COVID was really hard on my husband. I mean, that took a lot for a lot of pastors to just get through COVID and shepherding a congregation. So Clay took a sabbatical, which in preacher world means you go without pay. And so I was able to keep us afloat for a while and give him the break that he really needed just for renewal before he went back in. And I say that he actually flipped a house during that time, so he wasn't just like
he found something to do.
He wasn't just sitting there contemplating and reading a good book. He was working too, but he was able to focus a little bit on his own self-care, which was a gift. We have been able to travel, which travel it's such a great tool, I think, to help you raise your kids. You and I both being from small towns, we talk about how much bigger our world gets when we see other places and other people. And I just really think that helps my kids' mindset and shows them what a big world we have out there. So I'm so thankful for that, just to help with parenting. It enables me again. People say, I remember a person told me at the lunch table when I was still a teacher, you're gonna go be a real estate agent so you can get a flexible schedule. Are you crazy? They're gonna call you all the time. Well, none of you set boundaries. I mean, I don't know if you've ever worked with me, I don't really talk to you after 8 o'clock. So I set my own boundaries of when I'm available and when I'm not available. And it's okay to say, I have an appointment, and that appointment's with yourself. I mean, unless the house is on fire, there's not a whole lot that can happen late at night. That we can't work out the next morning. And I'm probably not going to talk to you in the morning until about 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. So that's just given me the boundaries that I need, which has enabled me to grow as a person, grow spiritually, emotionally, and be a better parent. So
I totally understand. So this is why we call her the church lady, guys. So not just that she's a pastor's wife,
Yeah.
but she has created this amazing niche in your business around serving churches. So not just the congregation with their home ownership journeys or investment journeys. I mean, of course, I know you're not passing up that kind of business.
Yeah.
But you've actually been able to serve the organizations themselves, the churches themselves, with their own assets and properties and things like that they need to either be able to buy and sell. So tell us a little bit more about that.
It's been so rewarding because I get to be an educator. No surprise, congregations aren't the greatest at property management, nor do they really know real estate. So being able to advise them, the fact that I already know how the sausage is made, like I know behind the scenes of at least a United Methodist Church and how
Right.
how that works. But even in other denominations, I understand what has to happen. I understand the confidentiality that needs to stay in place with decision making. So that has given me an edge in navigating tough situations for various churches to get them where they need to go for real estate. And it's funny, people are like, oh, are all these churches closing that you're listing? I'm like, no, not at all. I mean, that's the case for some, but others, they may be upsizing. They're growing and they need a bigger facility,
Right.
or it's an older congregation and they're just aging out and need a different facility to serve their needs. It's just like a regular seller. There's all kinds of reasons to be selling a church property, but that's been the gift that I've been able to give, and it's been really great that I could put these two worlds together because I never thought that would happen.
Right.
My love for real estate, my education passion, as well as already knowing the inner workings of how a church works.
Right.
So.
Right. And that's a place that a lot of people don't really play in, that space, like the church space. Nobody really thinks about. Everybody just goes to church on Sunday, but they never really think about, well, who did the deal for this building? Or we have these, acres of land that we may want to develop at some point in time. There are not a lot of people that think about that. So for you to really be able to uncover that niche with something that you're already naturally tied to, that world, like, I think that's probably one of the pieces that's the best of both worlds, is saying, man, this is already a part of my life.
Right.
How do I serve this same sector in business as well?
Right. Yeah. It enables me to really hone in on all those experiences and
Right.
gifts and serve them well.
Right. So let's talk about the deal.
Yeah.
Okay. So the deal, Leigh Ann sold a massive church. Okay. She was in the trenches on this thing for a long period of time.
Long time.
Like 2 years, multiple contracts, trying to hold it all together, some emotions and all that kind of stuff. So, like, talk us through that a little bit in regards to how all of that went down and how you got it across the finish line.
Yeah. So it was under contract 6 times, and it went under contract almost immediately upon listing it. And that fell through because the business plan for the buyer just didn't pan out, and we kept trying to extend, hoping that they would get their business plan together, and it just didn't happen. Then there's the charitable organization that didn't get the votes that they needed to move forward, and it was like by 2 votes. It was so close, and it just fell through. So that fell through.
That was heartbreaking.
A couple of developers were interested, and then they weren't interested because the location of the place, the numbers didn't work as far as like septic issues and it being estate lots and basement homes. Like for an investment property, it just didn't quite make sense. Then there's the ones that I will lovingly say are the dreamers that are like, yeah, we're going to get this church, we believe it's God's will, and then couldn't get financing. But then there's that one call that I took. People answer your phone, just saying. I was getting my hair done, and getting my hair done is a big deal. It's a thing.
I mean, you always keep it done. So.
It's a thing, and it requires a lot of maintenance. Anyway, I was covered in saran wrap, and I told my hairdresser, can I pick up the phone real quick? I just need to take this call. And I really didn't know who it was. Anyway, he said, are you serious about selling that property? And I thought, who in the world, and why are they asking me such a weird question? So anyway, he said, well, with your husband's permission, I would like to speak to you this evening about selling the property. I was like, Yeah, sure, great. I'm sure Clay won't mind at all. So, anyway, of course I was out of town because we're always out of town when business happens. So, yeah, there's a lot more to that story, but those people had been saving for years to accomplish their dream ministry in purchasing that building. And so it was really amazing, first of all, to meet them and who they were, such beautiful souls, and to hear what they're going to be doing with the property is amazing. And the fact that they had been, like, it had been in their heart for 25 years and they were putting their money into it. Like, this is going to happen, we're going to make this happen. And I got to be a part of that. Super cool.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So shifting gears. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about fun Leigh Ann. Outside of real estate agent, mom, pastor's wife, like, what does fun Leigh Ann look like outside of all those things?
A smoky old fashioned at the bay.
Ooh, okay.
So, no, I love our bay house. It is, and I hesitate to call it a house because it's literally what was left after Ivan at a waterfront property. That the actual house got blown away. You can still see where it was, the foundation. But all that's left is a 1-car garage and a little room off of that, and you go upstairs to a 1-bedroom, 1-bath little apartment. And I'll say our deck that we built is bigger than the apartment. But it's beautiful. The sunsets are amazing. So you've got the sunset over Escambia Bay, and in the background you can see downtown Pensacola. And it's just my heart. I love that place.
It's your pull away spot.
It is. And you can sit there and have a nice bourbon on the deck. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen, it sounds like a place that we all may want to go to. So I know it's not big enough for everybody to be invited, but we're just gonna live vicariously through you while you're there.
That's right. Yeah. But it's been good. I love that place.
Awesome. So as we kind of wrap up the conversation, if we look at your business and all the things that you've been able to accomplish and the things that you want to accomplish in the future, what do you feel like is kind of the end goal? Like, where do you want to see this get to and feel like, man, I've achieved what I want to achieve through this business?
Right. So if I can grow enough passive income that I can live wherever I want and travel as much as I want, I will have won. And it's funny, I'm not, there's nothing wrong with chasing the fancy car and the big house, but that's just not what I'm chasing. I think I'm going to be fine with my garage apartment. I love it. But yeah, just to be able to travel and have enough passive income that we can go and do and be all the things that are most important to us, without having to worry about, I gotta live here and do this forever and always just to pay my bills. To me, there's such freedom in that. Yeah,
I agree. So. I mean, I think we all work for the reasons of not just accumulating massive wealth or things.
Yeah.
Like, we all want to get to that point where we feel like, man, I just want to be able to live, know that the bills are paid, know that I can give, I can tithe, I can sow, I can do all the things that I want to be able to do, and I can still travel and live life like I want to without having to worry about punching the clock.
Yeah, exactly. That's the goal. I don't necessarily aspire to have a big team. If I do, it'll be just out of getting leverage.
Right.
It's more about investing over time.
Okay, well, cool. So as we wrap up, kind of a quick little round of just some really cool things about you. Okay, first thing that comes to mind. So, coffee or tea?
Definitely coffee. Tea drinkers. Silliness. Silliness.
So are you I want coffee in my sugar kind of person, or I just need a little sugar in my coffee kind of person?
Neither. The morning cup of coffee is pureness. So basically black with just a little bit of heavy cream. Just a little bit, just to change the color. You gotta be a strong person to drink black coffee. Oh yeah, and it better be a dark roast. I don't want none of this wimpy stuff. I need a dark roast with just a little bit of heavy cream for morning cup.
Okay.
I get a little fancy with the sugar for the afternoon cup because there's afternoon coffee time, and that is important time.
Yeah, you sound like a coffee connoisseur.
Yeah.
All right, favorite restaurant?
Depending upon the mood, which I have 1,000, but I'd say Automatic Seafood or Boca. Do I want all the carbs or do I want all the fresh seafood?
You can't go wrong with either.
Yeah. So we got some.
It's just depending on how you're feeling that night.
We got some great restaurants here in Birmingham. I love those too.
Well, good. Dream vacation spot. So I know you're a beach girl.
Yeah, so favorite vacation so far has been a trip to St. John, Virgin Islands. I love that it's tropical. I love that most of it's national park. So that natural beauty in the beach just be still my heart. We've been to like the West Coast and all of that was fun, but I love the tropical beaches.
Okay.
Love them.
I'm not mad at you. I like tropical vacations too. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your go-to hype song?
So I do have a hype up Leigh Ann Spotify channel, but it has the most ridiculous songs on it. One of them is "I Just Got Paid."
I mean, look, we all like that payday.
So yeah, it really is. It's funny. My husband gets on to me about my Spotify account. He's like, "You don't have like different channels for different moods and different stuff. Instead, I just have like really just a ton of liked songs, and I just hit skip until I get to the mood that I'm in."
Right.
But I do have the hype channel, which is one of the songs is "I Just Got Paid."
All right, cool. So last thing, what's one word that you feel like describes your business or your career in real estate?
Relationships. I would say consistency, but I'm not always consistent. But relationships. That's where it's at on so many levels. That's what life's about.
Absolutely.
So.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's just a moment with Just in Time.